out to you on the field?
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously had a ton of great battles with them in the past. You know, it's a huge game for this program, always, every single year. And so our guy, it's a game that we have planned on and gotten ready for a long time, especially them beating us down there, last game of the season. Hats off to what they do across the board. I mean, they got a quarterback transfer that can run it, one of the fastest quarterbacks we've played against. I mean, he can not only take off and get a first down, if he takes off and you don't get him, he's out. I mean, nobody's catching him. I don't care who you are. He's that type of an athlete. And they got a really good O-line. They always have great tailbacks. They got a tandem of them. They'll get more than one on the field, so they'll be fly sweeping them. They have a lot of different ways to get your eyes bad. And they got big old receivers on the outside. So just like any really good offense, they've got these answers that if you overplay one thing, they're going to have their answer back the other side.
There's been a lot of change the last, 48 hours, something like that. I mean, how do you get your guys to not focus on that, to not think about that, to just go all in on San Diego State?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's obviously it's a situation right now where we have to, and it's a situation too, like, and I think we talked about it last week, where if you're an elite competitor, you should be focused on what is the next task at hand. It's not about what you can't control. Obviously, there's been a situation with our offensive coordinator, our quarterback. Like, this is catching a lot of attention. But if I'm a player, now I'm not saying it's easy to do, but as an elite competitor, we're constantly thinking, what can you control? You can control your prep. You can control how you train. You can control you get ready for this game. And at the end of the day, that should be all that really truly matters to you. Now, it's us as coaches to make sure we can continue to hem them in and get them ready for that. But our guys are excited for this game, and our guys are fired up. And I'll tell you guys this, and I mean this from my heart, we've got a great group of guys in that locker room, man. I mean, they are very frustrated how last weekend went, very frustrated. And I take full responsibility of how the game finished. That's on me. But as a whole group, they are excited to get back out here on Friday on the blue in front of our fans and play San Diego State, especially a game last year that we were playing well early and didn't finish well. Yeah. And they know that. We've watched film from it from January till now about ways that we can be better defensively and make sure that we work our tails off for that not to happen again. But to your point, I mean, it's something that we're consistently just bringing to their attention, the fact of, and we're not, we've talked about it. We've been up front with them. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. And at the end of the day, guys, what can we control? We control how we prep. We control how we play. And our prep controls how you play. And the guys have had a great week of practice. And I absolutely love our players that we coach, man. I mean, this is one of my favorite groups that I've ever coached. They come to work every day. They put a smile on my face. There's a ton of juice at practice. Same with the coaching staff. We've got a great coaching staff. So I'm excited for us to focus on this game and play really well on Friday night. We've got a long way to go, but we're working for it.
I mean, it has been a 72 hours probably never seen in this program before, at least in the Division I level. I mean, how much do you need the crowd, a big crowd on Friday? And you guys are obviously still playing for a championship. And as bad as it's been, I mean, you still have a lot of goals ahead of you. How much do you need Bronco Nation to stay behind you guys here?
Oh, we need them 100%. And just like last time we played UT Martin, we had 8 false start penalties. I mean, that's 100% on Boise. Bronco Nation, like those are our people, that's our family. And that's where when we play on the blue, and our guys feel this, like we're not just playing for our football team. We are playing for Bronco Nation. We're playing for our fans. We're playing for our families. And so getting back on the blue, especially going through what's happened the past 72 hours, I know our guys are excited to get back on the blue, be around our fans, and we need a huge turnout. We need our guys to be loud, just like they've been. And I have a really good feeling Bronco Nation is going to show up and support us in a major way, and we'll be ready to go on Friday.
I know obviously he's the offensive coordinator, but having Dirk Cutter in a bigger role now, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I didn't get a ton of time with Coach Cutter prior to, a couple days ago, but obviously immense respect for him. The times I did get, the things I'd pick his brain on, I mean, I remember watching him as the head coach of the Falcons. You know what I mean? He's a guy that it's just really cool to see, the Bucks. It's cool to see him operate and him kind of just coach on the field and us getting together now on some scripted periods and getting together. I'm excited for our offense. I'm excited for what he's going to be able to do.
What does his offense, I mean, I guess it's only been like 2 or 3 days, but I mean, can you give a breakdown of kind of like what his offense looks like?
Yeah, they've completely transitioned to Air Force triple option. It's been awesome. I'm just kidding, guys. No, it's guys. I mean, it's just been cool to see him put his tweaks on, and you guys will see, what it looks like. What it looks like on Friday night. But I think just more than anything, and I got to say this too, guys. I have respect for Coach Plow too, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that I wish him the best in the future. I truly mean that. And I'm excited for Coach Cutter, though, stepping in, and he's going to bring a ton to the offense, to the quarterback room, and I'm just excited to see where it goes. Now, obviously, we've got our own things we got to worry about on defense. The same thing I told our players. Like, I know they're going to get it rolling, and now it's our job to make sure we get them the ball back and do it at a consistent level, not just for 3 quarters, but for the full game, which is what came up on Friday night.
Sorry. What was the biggest issue in terms of not being able to get off the field or just the time of possession? I know how your offense plays into that, but just not being able to get some of the critical, like, third down stops and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it last week, obviously, first and foremost, guys, I take full responsibility, whatever happens. I mean, I got to be a lot better in those situations to make sure our guys get off the field. But it's getting in third downs now. Instead of being 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 8, we were 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1. So those are more in favor of the offense. And so we got to do a better job winning 1st and 2nd down, stopping the run, stopping some of the quick throws that we're getting, so we're not getting in the 3rd and mediums, 3rd and shorts as much. And then just obviously playing those situations better as a defense, understanding the sticks and how we can get off the field on 3rd downs, because that's paramount. That's what we've done a good job of prior to last week, and they were 50% on 3rd down, and if they're 50% on 3rd down, it's going to be hard to play defense.
Is that, you guys got off to a good start doing that early in the game, one of those early downs, and it kind of, as you guys hit 30, 40 minutes on the field when it started to slip.
No doubt.
How do you combat that? Is it purely mental at that point?
Yeah, and it's something that we talk about a lot, guys. I mean, it's the thing I love about defense is you live on that razor's edge, and we watched, and I go through this all the time with our defensive players and our staff is, it's 10-10, I think, with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I think maybe we've given up 60 yards. I mean, not perfect by any means to that point, but it's 10-10. And then we give up a critical 3rd down. We end up stopping them in the red zone, so we kick a field goal. You get the punt return for a touchdown. And then all of a sudden, the next time we're back on the field, it's 20-10 with 13 minutes left in the 4th quarter because of a couple mistakes you made. And that's defensive football, and that's the razor's edge you live on. You can't make those mistakes and be an elite defense. You just can't. And so, what I mean by that is it starts with me making sure we're in the right situations, the right calls, and our guys are prepped for those moments. And then making sure we get off the field on, it's 3rd and 11. We get off the field, it's a different story. And that's defensive football. You have to win those money downs. You got to get off the field, and you got to put yourself in a situation where you're playing those and you can win those consistently. And we've done a good job. But we obviously didn't finish it and do a good job, especially in the 4th quarter last week.
On to San Diego State, you referenced last year, you had a lead, got away from it. What was it that they were doing in the second half last year that caused you guys the most problems?
Yeah, a lot of things last year. The biggest things was just tackling showed up a lot for us. We missed some tackles we need to. We lost the quarterback out of the pocket, which is going to be paramount this week with number 5 that can literally run all over the place. And then a lot of it's just the fundamentals and technique and everybody doing their job from a discipline, communication and eye control standpoint. I mean, that is defensive football. It will always go back to one of those two things. Was there a lack of communication? Was there a lack of eye control? Was there a lack of one of our emphasis? Did we not get to the football? Did we not tackle? And it usually comes back to one of those things. And all those things come back to me as the defense coordinator and us as a coaching staff, making sure we're doing a good job getting our guys ready for those moments. Because we got great kids, man. I mean, and I'm not saying that just because I'm in front of you guys. Our guys are working their tail off. They want it. They care. They are playing their tails off. Now it's our jobs to make sure they're in the right situations and we're doing the right things to get them ready so they can make the tackle when we need them to make the tackle. We get off the field on 3rd down. We stop the run, all these things we talk about.
Not having Zeke Noah last week, I mean, I know you're not going to tell us if he's playing Friday, but how much did you guys miss, not having Zeke in there?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell you, they're starters for a reason. And these guys have played a lot of football, like a Zeke Noah, like Isaiah, they played a lot of football. And so whenever you are not with those guys, you're always going to wish they were out there. But we got a good squad, man. We got guys that are behind them that stepped up, and obviously we need to continue to build that depth to where when a guy is out that's banged up, as you go the long haul of a season, the standards should not drop off. And that's our goal at every position, from linebacker to D-line to corner, whoever it is. And so we're working to continue to build that. But at the end of the day, they're starters for a reason, and whenever they're not out there, the next man up's got to be ready to roll.
I don't know if that opened the door or not, but it looks like you guys found a little rush package for Andrew Simpson to take part in. What is he showing in that ability to get on the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's really us just looking at our defense and say, okay, how can we put guys in certain situations? What's the skill set they have? that we can use to attack an offense. And it goes, we'll put a linebacker in a D-line spot. Sometimes we'll even switch. A DB is going to be playing, outside backer on some packages. Like, we're trying to find, okay, how can we get our best 11, not just on 1st and 10, but on 3rd and 8, and all these different situations on the field. So really try and do a good job looking at our players and say, who are we not utilizing? Who can we put in a situation that can make plays, that can be fresh, that can go make that play? And maybe it's not every single down, but maybe it's on a rush package on 3rd down. And so try and look at our defense holistically to see how can we put guys in those right situations.